To take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Daily Trust. The major story here says 6 killed, scores injured as train crushes BRT in Lagos. Buhari Gbajabiamila Sanwo-Olu mourn. Train passengers worried over rising accidents. You find all the details on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. We move now to this Nigerian newspaper. 6 die, 79 injured in Ikeja train mishap. Lagos declares 3 days of mourning, calls for blood donation to victims. Sanwo-Olu, Jandor, road survivor visits scene. All the details on the front page of this Nigerian newspaper. And away from that story now to Tinubu, first the newspaper, to Tinubu's victory sacrosanct, presidency tells PDP, Labour Party, others. Tinubu's victory sacrosanct, presidency tells PDP, LP, others. All right, we move now to the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. Alleged electoral fraud. Presidency breaks silence, justifies Tinubu's victory, says no going back to outcome. No case of annulment, June 12, 1993, won't repeat itself. Mike?
All right, I have the Blueprint newspaper here, and it's talking about controversies over February 25 polls. Buhari opens up, says there won't be another June 12. Buhari opens up, says there won't be another June 12. Assures Tinubu will be sworn in May 29. And protect integrity of data from beavers, APC tells INEC. Okay, this is what you see on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. The Leadership newspaper is next. Polls postponement. Governors re-strategized, woo voters with jobs, promotions. Tough race expected in Lagos, Delta, Kano, Kaduna, Gombe, Nasarawa, in Katsina. All right, and we respect INEC's decision to postpone polls. The APC is saying this. So governors re-strategize, woo voters with jobs and promotions. You see that on the front page of Leadership newspaper. Business Day is next. Business Day says INEC's flop spurs tech industry into action. INEC's flop spurs tech industry into action. That's what you see on the front page of Business Day. Nature News is the last one we're looking at now. Nature News says climate financing, emulate Nigeria green bonds. Buhari tells LDCs, right? Emulate Nigeria green bonds. Buhari tells LDCs. All right, that's what we see on the front page of the Nature News. LDCs are less developed countries, all right? I think, well, Veronica, that's what we have.
All right, let's look at this story on some of the papers this morning, talking about the presidency breaking its silence with regards to the conduct of the February the 25th poll. Because leading up to the election, the president had said that he was going to leave a legacy of a free, fair, and credible election. And so a lot of persons had said that the February the 25th polls, they had, all of this controversies. It was met with controversies. And so they were expecting some statement from the president. And now, through the senior special advisor, media and publicity, Garba Shehu, the presidency has spoken, saying that that election remains sacrosanct and that those who are aggrieved with the process should go to the courts, and that we would not see a repeat of June the 12th, 1993 incident, and that the president-elect will be sworn in and all of it. And even the president had said that the international community should even support the president-elect, Sam.
Yes, some of these issues about June 12 and annulment is very, it should be comical if not, if it were not serious. These same people who are crying for the annulment of the election were those people who were quiet during the real June 12. They belong to the group. A lot of the PDP and Labour Party elements today, you know, they were those who were members of Abacha's party when Abacha was trying to impose a one-party state on us. And the winner of the election was actually the man who fought for the restoration of June 12. So these people are back again under the guise of civilian agitation. It's an irony of history because these people are just trying to say, annul elections. Where is the evidence? The thing is very clear. Go to court. It looks like they're not even satisfied with going to court. They went on the road to make protest. They going about visiting IBB and the rest of them as if to bring out the whole image of June 12 because it was the one that annulled June 12. So are they trying to bring back the military part of our own history in a democratic era? That is really baffling to me. The election took place. A lot of the noise is taking place in Lagos and in the east. Much of the north is quiet. Most of the middle belt is quiet. Apart from places like Plateau, where some people are making noise. Most of the middle belt is quiet. But it's in Lagos and in the east where people are still belly aching over an election that they lost. They couldn't explain, for instance, why the president lost in his home state. They couldn't explain why Otom lost in his home state, or why Ayade or Lalong, why they lost. They couldn't explain that.
Even the national chairman.
He lost. The former governor of Nasarawa, Emakura, lost. The governor of the vice president lost in his own state, in his own constituency. That's the vice president-elect of the vice presidential candidate of PDP. He lost in his own place there. They couldn't explain that. The one of Lagos is still being disputed because some people are saying that in some areas the number of accredited voters were more, and there was some military presence that exercised unnecessary power over some party agents and so on. That is still a matter to look at. They wouldn't talk about the fact that in the East, the APC candidate had 1% in 2 states and 0 in another state. They wouldn't say anything about that. It's just hypocrisy, desperation, and compulsive self-delusion.
Well, I think Nigerians have to act with level of enlightenment.
Right.
Because the reaction from people, it tells that there's something lacking in the knowledge of how the process should run. The point there is, when the election comes, of course, somebody must always win and somebody must always lose.
Of course.
Now, the issue of how are we satisfied with the process? Of course, you have the right not to be satisfied. And you have the right to say, I want to review that process. And that is why the courts, the tribunals these things were envisaged, were seen ahead of time. And that was created. And in fact, that is the reason why we have about 3 months from the day of election to the day of handover. That is why there's also the window of 21 days. All of these things are a mechanism to ensure that everything is clean and clear. So explore those avenues and leave the emotions. Explore those avenues and leave the sentiments. The point there is we have some countries where on the day you win election, the next day you're sworn in and the end's there. We have seen other countries.
But Nigeria gives the room.
But we have given this room so that it can create room for all of these things to be clarified and made clear so that everybody, recall before the election, when the president will always come out to say this election must hold, this election must hold, and next say this election must hold. A lot of people will not understand the pressure that the president is on to truncate the system.